Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another vlog. I am standing outside on April the 8th. And yesterday, there was no snow on the ground. And this morning, I woke up to this. This is not what I was talking about when I said that I wanted to have a really snowy winter. Because I had my mind all set on spring, and this is what I got. It is a beautiful day still. The snow is very pretty. It's not going to stay. It's actually melting, as you can see on the back of the trees there. But that's not what today's vlog is about. Today's vlog is about my life as a tour director and what I do. And in this vlog, I'm just going to show you an overview of what I do and talk about that and how I incorporate my photography work into being a tour director. And I'm going to tell you, if you are coming to Alaska, how you should pack to come to Alaska if you're going to be doing a land tour or even if you're just going to be on the cruise ship. So we'll go through how I would advise you to pack, what you should bring for Alaska, and I'll show you the beauty of Alaska and talk a little bit about what I do as a tour director. So let's get out of this winter scene and go back to last summer. For those who are new to the channel, I'm Angie, and I am a landscape photographer and a tour director. One of the great things about being a tour director is helping my guests to see things that are on their bucket list. People come from all over the world to Alaska in hopes to see wildlife or a glacier calving or Mount Denali in its full glory. And I am just very fortunate to be able to provide them with feelings of excitement and grandeur as I take them on multi-day trips. I want to make sure that they're able to connect with nature and learn the history of Alaska while creating memories that will last a lifetime. But also as a landscape photographer, Alaska is the ultimate playground to capture incredible content for my photography business and to share here on YouTube. It has brought me to a place in which I feel the most comfortable, leading me to buy land here in the state. I often feel like I am the luckiest girl in the world to call Alaska home. If you're going to be coming to Alaska for a cruise and doing a land tour, either or, I'm going to help you to figure out what to put inside of your luggage. That is one of the biggest questions that I'm asked as a tour director, and also by friends and friends of friends who know that I'm a tour director, is how should I pack for Alaska? The key to staying comfortable in Alaska is really in your layers. You want to make sure that you are putting on layers, and having different layers will help you to keep warm. And then as you become too warm, you can take off these layers. So I'm going to be showing you what you should put into your bag. Other factors to think about are you going to be on the cruise ship and going to like formal dinners, because that's going to affect how you pack? Are you going to be getting off and taking excursion tours? All of those things come into factor when you're coming to Alaska. And so I'm going to set my bed up and do this paradise to show you all what you should be putting in your bag to make it efficient for yourself, and also be as minimalistic and lightweight as you can be. And it is simple. I have traveled all over the world, and I have traveled with just a carry-on bag in some places, and other places I bring a larger bag. So I'm going to show you the bags that I use to travel and the bags that I see a lot on my tours that are really travel friendly and lightweight for you to be able to have or make the most out of your vacation when you're traveling to Alaska. So I have taken out of my wardrobe some of the things that I'm going to suggest for you to bring when you come on your Alaskan cruise ship or land tour. The first thing I was talking about base layers, and base layers are very important. So on a typical day here in Alaska, it can actually vary. If you're going to be coming through the Inside Passage, it might be a little windier. You might get some rain being in southeast Alaska because they get a lot of rain down there. But as you come up into Seward, Seward can be pretty rainy as well, but as you go into the interior of Alaska, it can get a lot warmer. Everything varies as far as the weather is concerned. So what I'm going to suggest to you is, of course, you start off with your base layers. And I've just taken out a couple of the base layers that I use while I'm on tour. Let me put my mic somewhere I don't have to hold it. Okay, that's better. So for base layers, I usually, for myself, have what people call long johns. So I usually have a pair of these base layer like leggings, and that is what I'll put on if it's a colder day. I'll put those on before I put on my actual clothing. So I'll usually put a base layer on both for top and bottom, and there's a couple of different ones. They have really lightweight ones. They have moisture wicking ones, which are the ones that I suggest that you get, more of a polyester blend, spandex blend, but top and a bottom for your base layer. And you don't have to purchase a bunch of these. If you're going to only be on a cruise for 7 days, you can buy just a couple of these, and these are lightweight and you can just alternate between them. So that will help you in keeping your luggage pretty light, because that is the goal, is not to have a ton of luggage with you that you have to kind of lug around, or that has to be transported between places. If you're on a land tour, you want to have the lightest possible weights for that. And then from there, I'll put on my base layer, and depending on what the weather is, I will add a mid layer. So the mid layer goes over your base layer, and for that layer, I do the same. I have some things that can just kind of throw over and put on. And there's so many different types of designs and thicknesses to them. Just kind of for you. I really like this one because it has pockets. I like anything that has pockets, but you would want to put a mid layer on next. And so after your mid layer, depending on how warm or you are or not, you can go with another layer. You can just add on one of your favorite t-shirts. This happens to be one of my favorite t-shirts, and it says Nature Heals. It's one of the t-shirts from my store. Shameless plug. But yeah, you could just throw on a t-shirt over your layers, and then if you get warm, you can take off your main base layer, or you can take off your mid layer. So there's just so many ways that you can do that. Another thing that I do as a tour director and as a Alaskan resident, when I'm putting on my base layers for the bottoms, sometimes I wear my base layer with my hiking pants. Just depends, but I like a pair of leggings. These are actually fleece lined leggings, which are really nice. So you get that warmth from the fleece lined legging, and then I feel just more comfortable with that. But if it is a colder day, then I will actually put on my base layer with maybe a pair of hiking pants. And I do suggest, if you're going to be going on or off of the cruise ship, or you're going to be doing some land tour stuff, to get a pair of nice hiking pants, because the hiking pants are great. They are versatile. They're waterproof or water resistant. Some of them have the UV already embedded into the pant, and they're very, very lightweight. And so they will make your luggage light and also for you yourself. And then you have some hiking pants with you. You can get, I would say, bring 2 pair of hiking pants maybe. Or if you're not going to be going out that much, maybe bring 1 pair. And if you are going to something, then you might have to dress up a little bit. You can buy a pair of hiking pants that are in black, and that gives you the more of a, I guess, upscale look. I don't know, but yeah, hiking pants are great. And if you are a really cold person, they have the hiking pants available with, again, that fleece lining. So that fleece lining is wonderful. And some days I'll just wear these, one old base layer, just these on, and then as the temp is going up and down, I kind of stay nice and toasty, but not too toasty. Another thing that you can invest in for the ladies, I have this fleece lined skirt. And the great thing about the fleece lined skirt is that you can pair it with a pair of leggings, and it gives you a little bit of style, and put your base layer top on, your favorite t-shirt on top of that, and you have that skirt to kind of give you a little bit of style if that's what you're into. I do love wearing that skirt. It's super warm with a pair of leggings. And then I for me, also, I think another great suggestion is a sweatshirt, either a crew neck shirt or a hoodie that you can just throw on. And sometimes I will put on a base layer and a t-shirt and just throw a sweatshirt over it, and I'm good to go to be outside. And again, if I get too warm, I just kind of just take off my sweatshirt, or I shred a different layer just to kind of balance things out. So these are things that are tools for you that you should consider when you're coming on a Alaska vacation. And I'm going to go over some of the other things that I feel are necessities. The type of socks you wear. Very important. Just because it does get cold here, it does rain here a lot, and so with the fluctuation of everything, I like to wear merino socks. These are pretty thin. These are just hiking socks. They're moisture wicking. So I do suggest wool socks or a merino wool blend sock, just because they'll help to keep you warmer. They're moisture wicking, so they'll keep your feet dry. These are definitely necessities, and you can get these at your local outdoor store like Bass Pro or REI. You can get them at Costco. The other thing that I think is really important to have are gloves. So you don't need full-on winter glove, mittens, just a pair of lightweight gloves. So these are actually my photographer gloves, where the fingers come out, but so that I can, take some amazing pictures. But yeah, just a pair of lightweight gloves that you can put on in case you're going somewhere outdoors and it's windy on the ship and you just want to get out. I also have gloves that are like mittens that I really like as well. And these gloves, I like these because, again, as a photographer, they work really well for me because the fingers are out. But because I like to be able to touch things, and you can use your phone with it and everything, but they work also as mittens. So I suggest buying a pair of gloves just to have, because it does rain, because it gets windy, you just want to be prepared. I also suggest a scarf. So if you're out and it is cold, you can just throw your scarf around your neck, and that's going to help you with the wind. You can put it over your head. So I do suggest bringing a scarf with you on your Alaska vacation, whether that is on the cruise ship or if you're coming on land. Also, some type of headgear, So your ball caps are good, but if you're going to be going on any type of outdoor like glacier cruises to see wildlife, ball caps aren't really good for that because they fly right off. And, you know, I don't think the captain's going to go back and so to get that favorite baseball cap that you have. But beanies or toques are very nice. They will keep you warm and protect you from the wind. This is my favorite one here. I love this one, but yeah, either that or a really nice headband is good for covering over your ears, and yeah, a little bit of versatility there. The next thing that I'm going to talk to you about that I think is a necessity for you to have if you're going to be going on a cruise are rain pants. So, like I said, you're coming to Alaska, we get rain, we get wind, and this helps you with both. You can put these over your clothes if you're going to be going out on an excursion, then you don't have to worry about getting wet. While we're on the subject of rain and the rain pants, we don't really use umbrellas here in Alaska, so I wouldn't suggest bringing an umbrella. I feel that if you have the right gear, that you'll be fine. And so I do suggest getting a windbreaker, a really good windbreaker / raincoat. Just look for something that is going to make sure that it's going to keep you dry, that you can throw into your day pack, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, so you would want to get yourself a nice raincoat that will protect you from the wind as well. You can purchase a poncho and carry a poncho, but sometimes they don't work as well as if you just were to bring your raincoat. So I do suggest bringing a raincoat. Now we're going to talk about our top layers before we move on to shoes. What types of shoes to bring with you when you come on your Alaska vacation. So the first thing that I'm going to show you are I suggest to my group members, or I suggest to people to bring some kind of jacket. So it can be a denim jacket, just so on a day when it's nice outside, you can just throw it on in case you're going to be getting in and out of a vehicle, or if you're going to be taking a motor coach tour, you'll have a lightweight jacket to just kind of have with you, and it'll fit nicely into your luggage. It is a little bit more, has a little bit more weight to it, but definitely worth bringing a denim jacket. Other kind of jackets or other kind of coverings you can do as far as a top layer would be something like a fleece pullover. Fleece pullovers are really nice, and it could be kind of like how I said, to get a hoodie or a sweatshirt of some sort. So I would suggest something like this, some kind of fleece to go on top. And then as far as like jackets, you don't have to bring a full fur coat or a heavy winter jacket unless you're coming in the winter time when we have snow and those frigid negative degree temperatures. But if you're coming in the spring, in the summer, and early fall, just invest in a nice jacket or bring a jacket. I like these little vests. This is like one of those little puffy vests. These really keep you warm, your midsection warm. So I like to I will put on my base layer, a t-shirt or a sweatshirt, and then I'll put this over that. And that usually keeps me really warm. But if you're looking for a jacket as well, just something that you can put on that's going to keep you nice and warm, and that has pockets, extra pockets on the inside where you can put your wallet, or pockets, anything with pockets. I love pockets. So yeah, something that has a hood on it that you can put over your head. And these are really good for protecting you from wind as well. So these are all the things that I would suggest that you bring with you on your trip coming up to Alaska. Some base layers, scarves, some gloves, really nice socks, Rain gear is definitely 100% important if you're going to be coming up to Alaska any time of the year. And so invest in some rain gear. And the next thing that I'll talk about is going to be footwear. What types of shoes or footwear should you bring when you come up to Alaska on a trip? And I'll be right back after I put all of these things away. Let's talk shoes. So these are the shoes that I would kind of suggest that you look into, not this particular brand, but just the type of shoes. The first is going to be a really nice pair of sneakers that are lightweight, that you can just put on and go when you're getting ready to get off of your cruise ship for a day trip, and you're just going to be walking around town checking things out. I would suggest getting a pair of sneakers or tennis shoes, and these are trail runners, so these are versatile. These will work on the trail as well. If you're going to be going somewhere on a hike, or you're going to be taking like some kind of excursion tour out into nature, then I would suggest getting a pair of sneakers that have the tread on the bottom that will work on the trails here in Alaska, because they can be muddy, they can be dry, they can be filled with roots. So you just want to make sure that you have enough support for yourself. And then I would also suggest, if you're not going to buy a sneaker and you're thinking about a boot, get a really nice hiking boot with a lot of tread and stability for yourself. Something that has Gore-Tex maybe, that's going to be waterproof, that gets you through the rain or through a trail that turns muddy, or even if you're going ATVing and you're getting all wet, you might want to have some hiking boots. If you are like I am, I love to kayak and I like to be able to go to the beach. If you're going to be coming through the Inside Passage and stopping somewhere like Sitka or Juneau or Ketchikan, even down in Seward, if you're going to be taking any kind of excursions over into Valdez, I would suggest a nice pair of water shoes. So these water shoes, again, for me, I like these because they have the closed toe there. They have a really nice white shoebox, but also they have the tread on there that I can walk on the trail with these. So these are nice, or a nice pair of chacos or sandals or something that you can take with you on a really nice day. And then the last pair of shoes that I'll suggest are some type of shower shoe. And that's for being on the ship, or, just walking around, going out to get ice, something very comfortable that you can just throw on and just kind of walk around in casually. But that is it. I think that if I were going on a trip for 7 days or more, I would probably bring my water shoes and either my runners, my trail running shoes, or my hiking boots, because they're both Gore-Tex, so they're good for water. But yeah, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is what you should put into your suitcase besides the clothing that I have suggested to you so far. So we're going to talk about bringing a toiletry bag and a day bag and things like that. Let me get set up and I'll be right back. When it comes down to what you should pack all of your items into, a lot of times we tend to overpack. And I see that a lot amongst the guests that have been on tour with me over the past years here in Alaska. So I'm just going to make some suggestions for y'all on what to bring when it comes to luggage. It's amazing to me that I can have a group come and they have a whole lot of luggage with them. And then they realize towards the end that they really didn't need all of those things. But also, I see people that bring a lot of luggage, but then they end up buying more luggage. So hopefully what I've told you about what you should pack as far as clothing, it'll minimize the amount of luggage that you need to carry with you. I also suggest that you bring an empty duffel bag, or some people even bring a small bag like this. So this is a carry-on bag. And so I would suggest that if you can, because not everybody can pack light, but if you can, I would suggest buying a carry-on bag and not putting much in it. So then the things that you buy while you're here in Alaska, all of those goodies, souvenirs, and gifts for your grandkids can go into that bag, and then you take that bag back with you full. So if you can bring a bag up with you, whether that's a duffel bag or a small carry-on bag, and put it into your suitcase empty, then you don't have to buy another piece of luggage to drag it back home. My bag of choice is always going to be one that has 4 wheels on it, just because it's just easier to load, it's easier for me to roll in and out of the places where I need to go. So I suggest to get a 4-wheel spinner type bag. And then for your clothes, one way of organizing and being able to put things into your luggage, I would suggest these compression bags. So I have tons of these compression bags, and I usually dedicate one for all of my toiletries, and then I just organize it by whatever I'm bringing. It could be socks or something, undergarments into one, my t-shirts in one, my pants in one, or however it suits you. But I do suggest investing into some of these compression bags, because they really help not only to keep your bag organized or keep you organized, but it'll help you to be able to figure out how to pack inside of your bag. Luggage itself, you can pack one in a large suitcase. I tend to use a medium-sized suitcase. This bag can get me about 5 to 7 days worth of clothes, maybe even longer, depending on how and what I pack. And again, it is a spinner bag, has the 4 wheels on there, because when our luggage is getting moved around, whether that's by the airline, the cruise ship, during your tour, your bags are getting tossed around a lot. So I really like this particular bag, and I like it because it has the bottom piece here, so it can be able to sit above the ground there. And then of course I love this. I love the handles. That's another reason why I like the spinners, is because with these handles, then when you take your day bag, which I'll talk about next, it can slide on to the top of there. Or even some of the luggage, you can buy luggage straps and strap the two together and put it on there. So I really do like having bags that have the 4 wheels on them that are able to spin. I think this bag has like the TSA lock on it, but I still use regular locks for my bag, so regular luggage locks for my bag. And I think I might have one in here that I can show you. Oh yes. So I tend to buy the TSA ready luggage locks and have those for my bag itself, to lock it so that nobody can get in, but then TSA can access it without cutting or breaking your lock. The other thing that I would suggest are, of course, buying yourself luggage tags. You can use the ones from the airlines, but just to have identification on your luggage is so very important, especially when you're going on tours, or if your airplane luggage tag gets pulled off, you have a backup one that has your name. I usually put my name in there. I will put a phone number, and I usually put an email. I don't put my address, so then that way they can contact me. But yes, I do suggest getting luggage tags, your own luggage tags to put onto your bags. The next thing is, if you're going to be going out on a day trip off of the cruise ship, or you need a bag on your motor coach for your land tour, I suggest getting a small backpack to carry with you. Of course, your purse, or these little slings. I love this little sling, so I can put that on across if I need to, and just carry something, or put it on as a fanny pack, and be able to carry the things I need for that day, as opposed to having to lug a bunch of things around and trying to figure out where you're going to put that. So I do suggest getting some type of a backpack as a day bag. You can put your jean jacket into it, or your extra layers can go into it, your sunglasses, so you can put everything that you need for the day into your day bag, and then have that with you. A lot of these bags have hideaway places for your passports and important things that you need while you're kind of maneuvering around in these towns and checking out our wonderful landscape and our great people, because we have really great people here in Alaska. Other things to consider when you are coming on your Alaska vacation, things that I would suggest you bringing are any medications that you may need, bringing sunscreen with you, because it does get pretty warm here in Alaska. You have to think about, we have about 18 hours of sun in the summertime. So sunscreen definitely should be on your list of things to bring with you. Bug spray, because we do get the mosquitoes here in Alaska. We call that the Alaska state bird. But yes, you want to be able to bring sunscreen with you. You want to bring bug spray with you. If you're going to be going out on a hike, you don't have to really worry. You can buy bear spray. I do suggest buying bear spray if you're going to be going on your own on a hike. But if you're going to be in the national parks, you can actually rent or borrow bear spray from the national parks and from a lot of the hotels that are here in Alaska to take with you out on the trails. So yes, bear spray, mosquito spray, sunscreen, your sunglasses, of course, you're going to need your sunglasses. And if you're a photographer and you're going to be bringing, even if you're not a photographer, I would suggest bringing a point and shoot camera for yourself. Your cell phone, of course, will do. But if you're a photographer, things that I would suggest to bring would be a wide angle lens, something 10 to 24-ish, up to 35 millimeters to get the great landscapes of the mountains. To bring something that's more of a wide to zoom, like a 24 to 105, somewhere in that range. And also a long lens. I would definitely recommend bringing something like 100 millimeters to 400 millimeters, or 100 to 600 or something in that range as well, to be able to capture wildlife and get some really tight compressed landscape photography. In addition to that, I'd say bring your filters and tripod, of course, you will want to bring. But yeah, there's so many things that you're going to see when you're here in Alaska. You're going to love it. The people here are so warm. We're wonderful. And you are going to be given the chance to see the last frontier, as they say, with all of our wilderness, that it is magnificent. It's just like this majestic postcard that you'll be seeing the whole time, whether you're coming through the Inside Passage or on a land tour here in the mainland part of Alaska. I really hope that this vlog has helped you to be able to decide what you're going to bring with you. This was just something to to get your brain to thinking about the things that you may want to pack with you for the trip. I hope that you enjoyed the vlog in general. And if you did, please hit the like button, leave me a comment. If there's something on the list that you would want to add to bring here on your vacation, put that in the comments so other people can see those suggestions in the community. And if you want to see more of me, feel free to hit the subscribe button and join my wonderful community. I do post on the channel every Sunday as a landscape photographer and someone who is about to develop my newly purchased land into a homestead. But until the next time, enjoy your trip here to Alaska. Get some great photos, create some memories, and take care of yourselves and each other. I appreciate you staying to the end. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye. I don't know why I did that. Bye, y'all. See you later. Mwah.